Get more sleep. If you tell yourself you're just one of these people who can get by fine on 5 or 6 or even 7 hours of sleep, chances are you're lying to yourself. Let me ask you, do you need an alarm clock to get up in the morning? If so, by definition, that means you're not getting enough sleep. Here's the practical tip to get more sleep. This isn't a popular tip, but it's wildly successful and it does work. First of all, think of what time do you actually fall asleep most nights. If you're like a lot of people, you maybe watch a movie, a sitcom, Netflix or TV, then maybe you watch the local news, then an opening monologue from a comedian, unwind. Before you know it, it's 11:40 at night. Then the alarm is going off 6 a.m. and you've got 6 hours and 20 minutes sleep and you're feeling tired. Here's what I want you to do. Look at the time you actually fall asleep. For you, it may be 1 a.m. Go back 2 hours, starting tonight. At that point, 2 hours before you normally fall asleep, I want you to eliminate any TV screens, any video screens, your cell phone. Remove all electronic stimulation. And then I want you to just read something on paper, a book, a magazine. Stay away from news. Stay away from anything that's going to agitate you. It could be a novel, it could be a work of nonfiction. Read something that's interesting to you and eliminate music, eliminate all outside stimulation. Preferably don't read in bed, but if you have to, even read in bed. Here's what I want you to do. Just read until you get tired, and when you find your eyes are starting to get heavy, go to bed. Now, it may be for you, it still takes 2 hours. Here's the thing, you'll get a more restful sleep. You will sleep much better even if you fall asleep at the same time. Now, for most people, I can't guarantee this for you, but for the vast majority of people who do this, what you'll find is after about a half an hour, you're going to get very sleepy and you'll actually fall asleep an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours earlier than you normally do. What's the downside of this? Well, people might make fun of you for being old. Oh, you go to bed at 10 o'clock at night, you're a loser. But you wake up at 6 after 8 hours of sleep, and you've been getting by on 6 or 6.5, you are going to feel so wildly productive. You're going to feel like you can conquer mountains. Now, everyone is different, I realize that, but there are some general trends. The general trend everywhere in the Western world, the industrialized world, the wealthier parts of the world, trying not to offend anyone, but the vast majority of the world, people are not getting enough sleep ever since the advent of electricity and lights. Now that we all have smartphones and tablets, it is 1,000 times worse. When you don't get enough sleep, you end up crabby, a bad mood, your brain doesn't function as well. You are not going to be as productive. So I want you to try this for 1 week. Just, not saying you can't watch TV or movies, watch them, but 2 hours before you're ready for bed, cut it off. And let's see when your body's actually ready and willing to fall asleep. For so many people, it's actually more like 10 o'clock at night. It's not 11:30 or 11:45, even if you've been going to sleep at 11:45 for the last 20 years. You're artificially keeping yourself up that late. If you can't keep your eyes open reading a book with no outside stimulation, it means your body is ready to go to sleep. So here's the assignment. Number 1, try this for 1 week. Again, 2 hours before bedtime, just do nothing but read paper, no screens whatsoever. The second thing I want you to do is write down in the Q&A section right here on this course what your nighttime routine is. What time do you actually go to bed? Are you watching TV or videos on YouTube or on Netflix before? Are you doing email up to the last minute? Are you checking text to the last minute? I want you to write in the Q&A section right now just a brief summary of what are you doing before you go to sleep.